Jake.
And I'm Alex.
And welcome to the 30th anniversary of Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park.
I mean, it's so hard to believe that it's been 30 years. I mean, this coming from a guy that he's got his 25th college reunion coming up. Where does the time go?
Did you see this movie when you were...
Absolutely. I mean, this is obviously when I was in high school. Of course, I think the scariest thing was when you hear all these things that were 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and I think back to what was 30 or 40 years ago when I was growing up, and it was World War II. So it's like, this is World War II or Elvis old for me. So it's a little scary.
And I know I'm not as old as you, but I'm 28, but it's still crazy to think there's some things that I can look back on and be like, I saw that in the theater 20 goddamn years ago.
And it's held up pretty well. I mean,
yeah,
for its time, I mean, it was such a game changer for
totally.
the entire genre.
Special effects, and this is the Nostalgia Critic's review of Jurassic Park. Even though he admits it's a good film, there's still some stuff to poke at.
Oh, that's in every film, yeah, but yeah.
And it's funny enough, the movie, he did this review to celebrate the movie's 20th anniversary. And this review itself is now 10 years old.
Yep.
So, without further ado, let's watch.
All right.
It was.
And I'm not as big of a fan of 3D, but...
I don't need it.
That's all gimmicky.
There's no reason for this text, just to hear that awesome boom sound again. Don't forget. It is a haunting opening theme.
Oh.
The Brawl. Mara Wilson.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Guy. Remember it so you don't have to. Jurassic fucking Park. When this film came out, people went nuts. Not only did it have groundbreaking CGI effects, but it had action-packed suspense, a sense of awe and wonder, and just seemed gigantic. So when it was re-released in 3D recently, you bet your ass I got over to the theater to relive all those awesome memories. And how did it hold up? It was awesome!
Yeah.
Maybe not as awesome as I remember. Look, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. Far from it. If anything, it's held up extraordinarily well.
Yeah, it's like the original Superman.
While we were so blown away by
Batman.
how huge it was, we
Yeah.
might have overlooked some problems that we either didn't see or chose to ignore. I know something like Jurassic Park 3 is worse, and trust me, we'll get to that
Absolutely.
time.
Yeah,
But it's still
I'd rather
interesting
watch
to
Over the
look
Lost
back at
World.
something that was so groundbreaking and popular without the nostalgia goggles. So, let's take a look at an adventure 65 million years in the making, or 3. This is Jurassic Park. So we start out in Spielberg's favorite place to go in all of his movies, Spotlight Fetishland. Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but this guy is obsessed with shining spotlights in your face as much as humanly possible. Every frame feels like a whimsical police interrogation. They try to transport one of the highly intelligent raptors via portal cube, when of course, something goes wrong.
What an opening. Poor guy. And hey, they killed the black guy first. Again.
You know, was there really no other way to get these things into their cages? Brute force doesn't do much compared to common sense. I mean, look at the forklift. They could lift it just a little bit higher and boom, drop it in. Tranquilizers, why not tranquilizers? Couldn't they just knock these things out and then slip them in that way? Or were the raptors too smart for that?
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh.
On the way in comedic fashion. So they lose one of the workers in the attack as we cut to the prettiest, mullet-obsessed paleontologists to roam the earth. They're led by Dr. Grant, played by, I swear I'm not a New Zealander, Sam Neill.
Look at the half-moon shape. Want to have one of those? Flock of birds evading a predator.
And Dr. Settler, his girl, butt buddy, played by Laura Dern, who seems to always suffer from terminal mumbling.
Unpredictability.
Did you eat an ice cream scoop of peanut butter before coming to the set?
Well, maybe dinosaurs have more in common with present-day birds than they do with reptiles.
Look at the vertebrae, full of air sacs and hollows, just like a bird.
And even the word raptor means bird of prey.
Raptors were very aware of this when they were naming themselves.
Yeah.
That doesn't look very scary. More like a 6-foot turkey.
Turkey.
So he scares the little kid by showing him something he never thought he'd see on
Who
a
brought their kid to
dinosaur
the
bone.
dig?
Yeah.
A dinosaur bone! Ah!
You want to have one of those?
I don't want that kid, but a breed of child, Dr. Grant, could be intriguing.
But their work is interrupted by John Hammond,
Lonely pancakes!
who offers to fund their dig further if they offer outside opinion on his new park due to the loss of the worker earlier.
I mean, let's face it, in your particular field, you're the top minds.
Yes! You have no idea how computers work and you study ancient plant life. Clearly nobody would be more qualified.
Both of you. I can tell instantly about people. It's a gift.
Obviously, he took that into consideration when he hired this guy. Dennis Nedry, played by Wayne Knight, before his heart decided he wanted to live. He seems betraying John Hammond by handing over the dinosaur embryos to evil dinosaur makers, I guess, in order to get more money. And you might notice one of the main problems with the first third of this movie. It focuses a great deal amount of time somehow hastily rushing a ton of exposition.
I thought it was well paced.
Yeah.
We are facing a $20 million lawsuit.
This particular peddler actually represents my investors.
7 o'clock tomorrow night on the East Dock.
48 hours from now, if they're not convinced, I'm not convinced.
Just that they insist on outside opinion.
But it's alright. To account for that, they make the characters' motivations and story arcs disgustingly simple. Even down to dressing them in Care Bear colors so you can easily remember which one is which. Which one's Grant? Oh, he's the one in blue. Which one's Hammond? Oh, he's the one in white. Which one's the a-hole everyone will fall in love with until they realize he's just gonna do that one note for the rest of his life until they want to dig their brains out with a fork because he's so goddamn irritating? That's the darkly dressed evil one known as Jeff Goldblum. Shoot him! Yeah, Goldblum, or the Wizard of Oz as I like to call him, wasn't a complete unknown before this flick, but he became a household name after it became a hit, and people fell in love with his performance. And at the time, it was kind of charming. People had never heard this kind of performance in a blockbuster film before.
We're going to conduct an experiment. It should be still, the car can bounce up and down, but that's a risk.
But once we discovered that he fell in love with his performance, even more than we fell in love with his performance, to a point where he never wanted to leave that performance, we do end up asking ourselves, how the fuck do we ever like this performance to begin with?
Same argument can be made for Christopher Walken, but we all love him.
There it is.
Good luck getting this theme song out of your head. It will be in your brain for weeks or till you're dead.
450 miles of perimeter fence are in place.
And the concrete works, and the motion sensor tracking systems are almost nearby. Relax.
The only thing we don't have is security in case a storm comes or the power goes out. But we have this guy for that. So we good.
Yeah. Newman.
I'll shut you down, John.
In 48 hours, I'll be accepting your apology.
So they arrive at the star attraction, Laura Dern mugs for the trailer, and we get our first look at Gertie.
It's dinosaur.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
That still looks great.
Yeah.
They're moving in herds. They do move in herds.
Really? That's the big teardropper line? Kind of random, isn't it? I mean, is that kind of like looking out?
Oh, he's
over and
nitpicking.
saying,
They eat their own shit. They do eat their own shit.
That's a good
It takes
line.
them to the visitor center to show them how they're made. Apparently it was done through the miracle of cloning. One of the many illegal processes I'm sure went into making this place a reality.
DNA strand like me is a blueprint.
Yeah, you gotta suspend disbelief here a little.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh, spotlight fetish. I don't care if I'm the only director in the world who has it. I will make you a star.
100 million years ago, there were mosquitoes, just like today. After biting a dinosaur, the mosquito would land on the branch of a tree and get stuck in the sap. The tree sap would get hard and become fossilized, just like a dinosaur bone, preserving the mosquito inside.
Okay, even if you were to buy this half-baked science that even Donatello would call a little suspicious, what are the chances of finding tons of mosquitoes not only millions of years old, not only have bitten every popular dinosaur to be marketed, but also all happen to get stuck in tree sap? Did they all happen to be in the same nest during the great Sapalanche of Gajillion BC?
Well, it took all day. I think we bit every
These
possible
diseases have
bug
become
on the planet.
reoccurring characters.
That's what I love, binge drinking with you guys. Now let's rest our little tummies before we puke up whatever's left of them. Savalanche! The Savalanche is coming to destroy the town!
Rachel.
Go get help. Oh, come on, man. I can't vote. No, I can't vote. You need to go and get help. I'm gonna die. You're gonna die. He wants to die. He wants to die right now. You want me to do that? You want me to know what you want? Is it what you want from me? Do you want me to? Fine. I'll go get help. I wonder if I'm a blood donor.
We get a whimsical moment number I'm not even going to bother counting as we see one of the baby dinosaurs being born.
What species is this?
It's a velociraptor.
B.D. Wong.
You bred raptors.
Ah, so he can't identify the dinosaur from his trademark make kid wet pants speech even when he's holding the damn thing right in his motherfucking hands. Great job picking those top
I think
monsters.
you just wanted to
out there,
confirm
man.
what it
Yeah.
was.
So expensive.
This brings us to the projector room, where I'm sure Spielberg is projecting right now with how much his spotlight fetish is being fueled.
Oh, so backlit. Oh, so illuminating. Oh, if I could hug the white outline that it makes on the side of their heads. Oh.
We can charge anything we want. 2,000 a day, 10,000 a day, and people will pay it.
This part is
Ah.
only for the super rich. Everyone in the world has the right to enjoy these outfits.
Yeah, everyone should be allowed to fly their personal helicopters to their Hawaiian islands and get storm insurance. We're looking after the little guy. But Goldblum, is not happy.
You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you even knew it you had, you patented it, and packaged it, and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling. Well,
Wow, that was an excellent argument against the Lost World. Everything you said in there, I totally agree.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom now took the title from that one.
Oh good, the appetizers arrived. Now we can start our tour with the latest and greatest in high-tech ingenuity.
There's the CD-ROM!
Holy shit, it's packed in CD-ROM! Oh my god, tell me it doesn't have X-Wing! Tell me it doesn't have X-Wing!
Appropriate information will be automatically selected. Welcome to
I
Jurassic
did play.
what do they got in there? King Kong?
Oh come on, you could have worked in 3 more uhs into that sentence. What they got in there, King Kong. But sadly the tour doesn't seem to be going very well as none of the dinosaurs show up to be seen.
Kind of like a real zoo.
Yeah.
But it's okay because Goldblum uses his traditional pickup tricks that always seem to get him women at TGI Fridays.
Tiny variations. The orientation of the hairs and the hands.
Yeah, look at this.
Blood descending in the vessels, imperfections in the skin.
Imperfections in the skin.
Dude, her boyfriend's right there.
Yeah, it's like the new NBC sitcom, Rambles and Mumbles.
Once a horny chaotician, The other's a giggling plant expert who doesn't want to get married but surprisingly wants kids for some reason. Together, they make the greatest couple nobody can understand or want to listen to since Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. Rambles and Mumbles, coming soon to NBC. Wow, that was fast.
They get out of the car and stumble across a sick triceratops, but Sattler is determined to figure out what's causing the sickness. Now, in reality, this scene served no purpose to the plot apart from separating Sattler from the group. And let's be honest, it only exists so kids can giggle when he says this line.
That is one big pile of shit.
Your career now.
I'll have a funny story about that later.
Those embryos, or else the obvious video that everyone in the audience said was an obvious video. Seriously, you couldn't crop that shot just a notch. Says the storm is coming and that the ship has to leave with everyone on it.
Oh, look how lens flary it is. Oh, yeah.
So he says the power's gonna go in and out, thinking he can
I
make
love
it back in
this
time before
sequence.
anybody notices. But he gets lost, resulting in all the power shutting down and the car's getting stuck in the worst place possible. And this leads to easily the best character in the whole movie. The absolute star of the whole goddamn thing. This badass mother owns it. This scene is about as perfectly paced and perfectly suspenseful as a scene can get. I think everything about her can be summed up in that one awesome roar. Oh, God, and if you translated that roar, every single one would declare her ability of just owning this goddamn movie.
Boy, I hate being right all the time.
But things get real when Bulgy Eyes and young Ferris Bueller are being attacked.
More comedy from me. Let's go.
Very intense.
Yeah, not ready for the twins yet.
In this scene.
Yeah. Oh!
Yeah, what was the line that Hammond said earlier?
In 48 hours, I'll be accepting your apology.
I'm sorry I ever took you on as a client. Lawyer. Tastes like deep-rooted insecurity and bitterness. Frankie Bulgy Eyes out, but young Ferris Bueller is still stuck in the car, and the T-Rex throws at him.
Dead. Little joke on himself.
Sorry, I need a minute to recover from such awesomeness. Play the music!
This is what the commercial would usually be, but this is a special copy. Yeah.
We do each other good, T-Rex. We do each other.
Need some chest wax there, bub.
Back to the story. Nitro gets his car stuck and does his best to pull it out.
There's the road.
Is that a cartoon sound effect? Did Schumacher take over for 1 second of filming? But he comes across a nasty visitor. Or at least she becomes nasty when the prop guy pulls the strings. Yep, just ruined that scene forever for you.
Thanks.
Brett manages to get young Ferris tries making their way back. Meanwhile, Sattler comes across Goldblum just in time to partake in another badass T-Rex scene. Eat those bitches! Don't forget the mirror scene that proportionally makes no sense, but it's still so goddamn cool. Damn, that so doesn't add up. Hey, look on the bright side. At least you give Toy Story 2 something to parody. The next morning, Grant and the kids come across some friendly brachiosauruses. I have to admit, this is one of the lesser effects in the movie. I don't know, maybe because it's out of profile, but does anyone else think it looks like just a giant, expensive sock puppet?
Can I touch it?
Yeah, I think it works.
I think it's kind of a big cow.
Like cows?
Well, I know we sounded weird to me too. Not that you can make the phrase, I like cows, sound all that natural, but it goes pretty Lucas there, doesn't it?
Like cows?
But I don't like Sam.
Yeah.
I like Snod.
Suddenly, Grant discovers the dinosaurs are breeding, which seems impossible seeing how all of them are females.
They mutated the dinosaur genetic code and blended it with that of frogs. Now, some West African frogs have been known to spontaneously change sex from male to female in a single-sex environment.
Again, a stretch.
This is common knowledge to me, and yet none of the highly paid
Yeah.
scientists who put this together ever considered this a possibility.
Spared no expense.
But at least they did think of this possibility, a lysine contingency.
Lysine contingency is intended to prevent the spread of the animals in case they ever get off the island. Dr. Wu inserted a gene that creates a single faulty enzyme in protein metabolism. The animals can't manufacture the amino acid lysine. Unless they're completely supplied with lysine by us, they slip into a coma and die.
Oh, great, why don't you do that?
That is absolutely out of the question.
Guess we can just add this to the grocery list of scenes that go nowhere in this movie. Yeah, really think about it. There's quite a few, aren't there? Hammond not showing up because his daughter's via divorce. Goldblum hitting on Sattler and her fuck buddy finding out. Deep into dino shit. The lysine. Those weird fucking goggles. What was the point of all those?
Spared no expense.
You spare purpose, though. Lots and lots of purpose.
I guess,
But
yeah.
I've had it with these motherfucking dinosaurs on this motherfucking island agrees to shut down the system and restart it.
Oh, why don't I just shoot all my movies at a lighthouse? I can write that in somehow.
It's on. It worked. What do you mean it worked? Everything's still off. Well, maybe they'll shut down triple circuit breakers. All we have to do is turn them back on.
Where are the breakers?
Maintenance here, the other end of the compound. 3 minutes, I can have power back on the entire park.
Well, just to be safe, I want everybody in the emergency bunker.
Wait, did I just hear that right? You're sending the only computer guy on the island outside with the killer dinosaurs alone?
Yeah.
Is he even going on there?
Something went wrong. Can I go get the power back on?
You got to stroll down the road.
Oh, you mean like the way you just let that guy stroll down the road? Oh yeah, the black dude can handle his own, but when the pretty white lady has to go? Hell no, suit up, it's too dangerous out there. Even Hammond can't bear to see her go where they easily toss the black guy.
It ought to be me really going.
Why?
Well, I'm you're
Look, we can discuss sexism and survival situations when I get back.
It is funny him confusing strength and gender, seeing how most of the things on the island trying to kill him have a vagina. So Sattler makes it to the building and turns on the power just as young Ferris Bueller is climbing the fence.
And it counts 3.
Yeah, this should have killed him.
2.
Yes.
Tag! No, Tag!
Well, at least we know what we're having for dinner. Okay, yes, Sattler, on the other hand, could be better.
Yeah.
Mr. Arnold.
Why didn't nobody tell me it wasn't just a stroll down the road?
She gets out okay, but Velociraptor Dundee seems to have his own problems to deal with.
clever girl.
Waiting for me to turn around to acknowledge your intelligence. Clever, gloating, egotistical girl. Yep, if you ever notice, these things are damn smart. Even when Grant leaves the kids alone in a building with no locked doors. Stupid. They managed to open up the doors, corner them in the kitchen, and yet somehow never managed to get these twerps. Yeah, you go on and on about how smart they are and how they can even track die-hard hunters, yet two little kids with literally no way out give them the slip?
Well...
Couldn't they just be like...
Oh, Stephanie, could you be awesome and stand guard at the door while I have our dinner out?
Of course, Vanessa.
Thank you. No problem.
Hey, did you hear about Andrea's spontaneous change of sex?
Yeah, that was weird.
So like I said, the kids get away and meet up with Grant and Sattler, who get them to the control room to turn everything back on, including the door locks, which was kind of stupid, hooking up everyday door locks to their computer. Should've thought that one through.
Well, look at 2023.
Yeah.
So while Bulgy Eyes tries to boot up all the power to
Gotta
the
give power to the kid.
went into great detail about what a computer expert she is.
I'm a hacker.
See? It's up to young Ferris Bueller to hand Sattler the gun. Hand Sattler the gun. The chair doesn't need a massage as much as Sattler needs the gun.
Yeah. What the hell, kid?
Assistants needed 2 steps fucking behind you. Boys assistants needed 2 steps fucking behind you.
No, well, they got the power back on, and at least they have more ammo they can use for later.
Gonna come through the glass.
Or miss a whopping 4 times. But are the Raptors agents from the Matrix? How the hell did they miss 4 times hitting a dinosaur?
Then this epic final scene.
The Flintstones eat at the end credits when it seems like they're cornered. How the hell could they get out of this one? God damn it, I love you, T-Rex! You are the most awesome goddamn thing! Even though it makes no sense how they couldn't hear you come in, even though your footsteps always make the ground shake, you just gave the most epic, awesome ending this movie deserved!
Not yet.
All she needs is a mic drop. I swear, that's the only thing missing. She fucking owns everything that ever existed. She just needs a mic drop. And thus, they all seem to make it out okay. Mammoths. Next time, definitely mammoths. Aw, my touching story arc is complete.
Let's split in the third film.
Okay.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
And the moral of the story, kids, when a white Scottish man offers you to see his park, you say no.
Of course.
And that's Jurassic Park. It's got its flaws, even some major flaws, but I'm sorry, it's still fucking awesome.
Definitely.
For the most part, still look great. The story's not devoid of intelligent conversation. The characters, though maybe a little too simplistic at times, are still likable. And it still has the size and scope to not only enchant, but also scare. It's suspenseful and fun, despite that there's some typical Spielberg moments, both good and bad. Not to mention just the straight-up awesome factor. It knows what to give the audience and just how much suspension of disbelief we can lend to still enjoy it. As action-packed adventures go, this is one that is still a lot of fun and very impressive. And of course, let's be honest here, it made the T-Rex a motherfucking star again. Drop that mic, bitch!
See what the after credit line will be. Did you enjoy Doug's positive yet still poking review?
Yeah, I thought that was really a great review. I thought he was really fair. He definitely showed some of the better scenes, and he did acknowledge, I think, how well aged. Some of his criticisms, I thought, like the dialogue got a little nitpicky, but overall, yeah, I think he was fair in the things that he did point out as criticisms. I can see that. It was a summer blockbuster. Summer blockbusters aren't exactly, you know, award-winning, well, you know, art films, so I can see that.
Still, I believe it got the effects Oscar.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought it was a great film and a really good review.
I think the effects still hold up very well, and I never had a problem with Jeff Goldblum, Sam Neill, Laura Dern. I enjoy their characters.
Yeah.
The kids have their bad moments, like with the hacking stuff. It's a little too big to be believable.
That is every kid in every summer blockbuster.
Yeah, but they still handle well, and yeah, the T-Rex is fucking awesome when that banner falls down.
Yeah.
That's just like one of the most perfect shots ever created. My favorite jokes from this review probably be, you blink, you probably will miss it, is when Wayne Knight is introduced and he goes, "This is Wayne Knight," before his heart decided he wanted to live. And after the lawyer gets eaten, he's like, tastes like insecurity and bitterness. And he's not the first one to point out, I'm so glad he pointed out that, yeah, Arnold, Samuel Jackson's character, going out alone, and no one raising, wait a minute. Yeah, just, how could any of them have thought that was a good idea?
I just watched a Saturday Night Live skit about the recasting of Jurassic Park, and O.J. Simpson being one of the ones reading for the case, and I thought that, the parts, and I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, like Undercover Brother had a great parody line about this.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle's talking about how the black guy always dies, and he goes, "Walk down that tunnel, black man. Hey, black man, go turn on the generators. There's dinosaurs out there."
Yeah.
I never had an issue with the science stuff. I mean, you gotta suspend disbelief, same way we would say, yeah, Superman in a way.
Sure.
And also, the biggest issue I had, and Doug somewhat addressed it, but he didn't make a big deal out of it, is the fact that they sent every worker except 3-4 guys tops home from the island.
Right.
I'm just wondering, wait, why is everyone leaving the island? I know there's a storm coming.
Right.
But you think you'd have more than just...
And you still got people there.
Yeah. You have the tech guy, computer guy, the security guy, the computer guy, the game warden, John Hammond. I don't think there was anyone else working.
If he was so interested in protecting the investment, I mean, you'd think you'd have a couple more people sticking around, but...
Yeah, just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, well. The science was a little iffy, but I had forgotten about that part, but...
Yeah, I thought it was okay enough, suspenseful enough from disbelief that you could get into
Sure.
it.
It doesn't detract from the film.
And, yeah, just, this review is 10 years old, Jurassic Park is 30 years old, and if you love the movie, I think this review is a good thing to watch, just to maybe see it from a different angle, but also just revel in the nostalgia.
I think the most important part is I think he has fun with the movie in his review, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's when he's at his best, when he just kind of is enjoying the movie and he's helping you enjoy the movie along with him as well.
I completely agree, and it's like The Unusual Suspect when he reviewed Lord of the Rings. He was making fun of it, but he still clearly loved it.
Yeah.
Just because you love something doesn't mean you can't make fun of it.
Sure, it's an homage, an inspiration.
I agree.
Well, happy 30th to Jurassic Park, and with the new trilogy, the Jurassic World, supposedly over, hopefully it will take either a good retirement or a little reassessment of who should be in charge. So, hope you enjoyed this review. We'll see you again, hopefully soon.
All right, enjoy. See you next time.